Updated.
What's today? Yeah, that's today. It says upcoming, but it's acting like it's not here yet. I don't know. Maybe it's just delayed. Probably delayed just a few minutes.
Yeah, it should be good. It's just only been live for a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's live. It says we're live. Oh, we got 40 subscribers. Look at that. I think we're at like 36 last time.
Were we? You don't look at those numbers?
I do. They just don't move that high that fast. We're at 40, so appreciate you guys. Appreciate the 4 of you.
But do you ever log into our YouTube? Because you can see that stuff.
Yeah, I do when I upload, but I don't like stay on it. I just upload it and get on.
Yeah, man. Got to look at the analytics, dog.
But then I'm uploading like 3 different. I'm sure there's an easier way to do these kind of things. I should probably just do that.
Yeah, probably.
Probably you just upload all your platforms at once. I know there's some of that stuff.
There's a few of them to do that.
There is. I was taking notes on some, but I don't even know where I put those notes. So
yeah, man, I know the feeling. Trying to post on a bunch of different things every day.
But you do all that with just Opus, right?
Well, that's one of them. But then I still do the actual clips that I cut up myself and have to post it on different ones as well.
And then what app?
Huh? I do that myself.
Oh yeah.
So
I'm pretty sure there's an app where you can do them all together.
No. I do that. But then the ones like when I'm like doing the artists, when I'm doing their specific videos, I cut those myself. But the other ones are just basically clips from my live stream.
Yeah, and you don't pay for that, right? Opus?
No, well, there is a free version, but yes, I do pay for it.
How much is that one?
It's like
cheaper than Riverside, though, right?
How much Riverside?
Like $300 a year.
It's probably a little less than that.
Not
crazy difference.
All right, well, AI is taking over, guys. So figure out how to use it all. You got Opus Clips, you got Riverside for podcasting. Riverside also does the same thing Opus does by cutting up the clips too.
But
it'll like auto do that.
It doesn't let you export outside videos. That's why I can't use it.
Yeah, you have to record in
I have
studio.
to record. Correct. That's the problem.
And you can't connect it to your YouTube. Or could you?
I probably could.
What if you record on both at the same time?
But I go through OBS, which I can basically make a title, do a whole description, and all that other stuff.
OBS is also a fun one to learn. I was using that for with streaming Pokemon and stuff.
Yeah. So this is one of the tables that's calling me.
Hey, you're live. Welcome to 93.767.
Okay, never mind. Okay.
All
right.
All right, we can. Cleveland doesn't want to talk about what I want to talk about, guys. So.
I just feel like we should have informed conversations about important things.
But do people really get informed before they speak their opinions?
Should we be like other people? Should we be like them?
You heard it here first, folks. You heard it here first. You're exactly right. You're exactly right. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You are exactly right, my friend. You are exactly right. All right, you can jump in whenever.
All right,
whatever time we're at.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another week of the Real Deal Podcast. I almost said the Undecided live stream. It's been a week.
Undecided, the Real Deal ENT live stream. I just said you should just literally just change it to the Real Deal ENT.
Brandon's trying to commandeer my music side.
I mean, mine as well. Just Real Deal ENT, Real Deal.
We can do
Enterprises. It's just it's already your name
I'll
in it.
I'll do a subsidiary of a thing, and it'll be all under one branch.
But doesn't it like it's like already your name? So it just makes sense.
I understand what you're saying.
The Real Deal Podcast.
But I already named that thing. We already named that.
Okay, so it could be Real Deal Enterprises, and then you just have a Undecided ENTs, the subsidiary under.
You gotta like get the LLC, this, branch of,
but then you
subsidiary of this corporation.
Real Deal ENT, and then it's Undecided ENT. And that's like its own little like label for hip hop artists and stuff. But then you just have the big umbrella.
We're working on it.
Of Real Deal Entertainment.
We're working on it.
Where the podcast, everything goes up under.
We're working on it. Step by step, brick by brick. We're building it. No Franklin Saint.
Regardless, I have no idea what that even means.
What, brick by brick?
No, the Franklin Saint.
Franklin Saint. You never watched Snowfall?
No,
Okay, it's a show about
I thought that was culture too. Apparently,
yeah,
not.
no, it's a show about a guy who sold a lot of cocaine,
Oh, okay.
brick by brick, if you get it.
Oh, okay. Now there we go. Thank you. It's 2026, man. We should be referencing the Bible, not brick by brick, selling cocaine movies, my friend.
First of all, it's a show. Second of all,
shows.
Yeah, I don't know if they was trapping in the Bible. I got to read a little bit more.
Read it a little bit more. I'm sure they were doing a lot of stuff. You know, Jesus ate with sinners, and you know, they was doing some
prostitutes
and
all
all that kind of stuff back then. So he accepts you as you are and where you are.
Praise the Lord.
But regardless of fact, welcome back. We're here once again, and we're in a snowstorm. Well, I can't go. Can't even go. I wish one day, you know, we just got a snowstorm.
Don't say that. Don't say you don't wish for that.
One time.
The city of Tampa will be shut down for a week if it snowed out here, man. And you know that.
The snow wouldn't last a week because it gets so hot.
It doesn't matter. The amount of accidents that would be caused from something like that.
Yeah. And you know, even when we had them winter storms, man, highway advisory, winds are crazy. Yeah. Nobody on the road, people on the road and stuff flying and hitting cars and crashing into people and hurting people. Yeah, we don't listen to these kind of things.
Yeah.
Should be inside and we're like monsooning on.
Oh, I want to go to the beach. There's always somebody who want to go to the beach.
Yeah, but regardless of the fact, we are in a winter storm right now.
Yeah.
It's going crazy outside. I don't even know how cold it is. We're getting reports. We might get some snow flurries in Tampa, Florida.
That's what we heard.
We've actually gotten it back to back. It was in the Panhandle earlier today.
Mm-hmm.
So Florida's technically got back to back years with snow.
Yeah,
northern Florida.
Global warming.
Believe it or not, guys, we can't talk about it unless we got facts.
Yeah, correct. Correct. This is pretty good evidence, though. Unfortunately, yeah, man. If you're in the winter storm, hope you're staying safe, especially if you're in like the Midwest, the South mid regions. If you're over on the East Coast, I think it's swooping up there. Hope you guys are staying as warm as possible because it's gonna get into the 30s here tonight.
It's gonna be cold, man. We gotta hang out outside. That's gonna be crazy.
No. Happy Gasparilla to those who celebrate.
I told Cleon I was gonna wear a ski mask. I think that's like
I don't think Brandon's allowed to wear a ski mask.
I'm not sure if that's allowed, but
pretty sure it's cultural appropriation.
Wow, we're in flag football. What you mean?
Oh God.
Speaking of culture appropriation or whatever the word you just said.
Okay.
I watched a video talking about Riley Cooper or whatever, you know, the white DB that plays for Denver.
Cooper DeJean. Oh no. I'm thinking about the other one. That's the other one.
There's another one. So now there's two white DBs.
Yes.
In there. So
he wears sleeves so nobody can see that he's white.
So apparently it makes perfect sense because like fuck my scout.
Yeah.
You're white. I'm not gonna look at you. So apparently he always wears long sleeve under his pads. And apparently the story was because he didn't want scouts to know that he was white because it's a predominantly black position, playing a corner.
And Will Compton talks about the milk check. I don't know if you heard him talk about that. So he talks about on his pod, he's a former football player, and he gets on. Basically, they were talking. Him and a few other guys were talking about a milk check, where basically, when the quarterback comes to the line and he sees like there's like a white linebacker or a white DB on like one of their running backs or receivers. Milk check, and then that's exactly where they're going to be throwing it.
They're going to throw it on the white guy. That's crazy. It makes sense though. I don't blame you. You got to take your mismatches where they are, and I mean, if you got Bijan, you know, on a white running back, I mean, it's like
you got him on a linebacker out there. Come on,
any linebacker for him, but especially if there's a white linebacker, you're gonna be like, all right, we got a speed mismatch. That's for sure.
Yeah, get the ball to him, man.
People can run routes. Against those linebackers, especially like back in the day. The linebacker position has definitely developed.
Absolutely.
There's not like a Brian Urlacher, you know, just straight up run stoppers.
Mm-hmm.
There are people that can't actually do both and be in coverage nowadays. But I understand the concept.
Yeah, absolutely. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna get into it because we got a short show today. We got to get to work early.
We gotta get to work early and be in this cold. So if we're sick and you don't see us for 3 weeks, man, that's what happened, man. We got lost in the storm or something.
Playing in the snow. um, so we for the last 2 weeks we've been talking about our relationship resolutions and things we want to get better out through our relationships. And I think
Mhm.
that we had some good information and good insight on that. So with that being said, I want to kind of go and transition to a Reddit story about a actual relationship, about kind of what's going on in it. And I think this story that this telling here does kind of encapsulate the things that we've been talking about for the last couple of weeks, because we talk about obviously the getting through the relationships, even the mundane points and things that you need to do better in order to make sure that it's lasting. And so the title of this story was "I Feel Like I'm Settling, or Is This Just What Long-Term Relationships Are Like?"
Oh, that's a good title.
So I think it kind of jumps right into exactly
Yeah.
kind of what we've been talking about over the last few weeks.
Before you jump into that, have you ever been in a long-term relationship where you had those thoughts? It's like it's like, do I feel like
Let's start with, have I been in a long-term relationship? On purpose.
have you been in a long-term relationship? Yes. Have you been in a long-term relationship where you had those thoughts?
No, this is very it's a good question. And for some odd reason, in my lifetime, I feel like the whole "I feel like I'm settling" thing has been a predominantly woman thing to say. I don't really
Yeah.
hear a lot of men talk about how they settled for their wife. I
Nah.
hear a lot of women talk about how they might have settled for their husband.
Because I feel like from the guy standpoint, the reason why I asked the question, because you have those kind of thoughts,
Yeah.
right? Especially when you've been into, for me, when I'm in a long term relationship, and you feel like there's like still a lot of arguing and fighting and
Hmm.
bickering and stuff. Like
Yeah.
it's like why are we still doing, like, why are
Yeah.
we at this part of the relationship? I feel like we should have progressed a
Right.
lot further, but we're still having these little arguments. So
Hmm.
I feel like for the guy, like once you decide, like for me, once I decide, like I decide I'm in it, I'm in it.
Hmm.
So there's no really like I'm not settling anymore or anything like that. I'm just
Hmm.
like, hey, we're gonna figure this out or we're not. So that's why I asked that question.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a good question, and I feel like anybody who does feel like they're settling, it would be good to ask yourself what that means to you. What do you feel like? Because to me,
Yeah.
so obviously you feel like you deserve something that maybe that you're not getting,
Mhm.
and then maybe kind of put that into a better perspective of why do you feel like you deserve this thing? Why aren't you getting? Just to really
And
think
it's
about
usually
that.
when the comparison,
That's usually
yeah,
what that is, because this person or my ex used to, or I see them doing,
yeah,
that sort of
or
thing.
they're doing this, but just because a relationship looks like sunshine and rainbows on the outside of it, and you see that, you don't know what goes beyond or goes on behind
Mhm.
closed doors in those relationships as well.
Correct. All right, so let's get into it. So, hi everyone. I'm a 34-year-old female, and I have been with my partner, 37-year-old male, for 6 years. We got engaged last year. This is my first long relationship. Prior to this, I was only dating or with people for 3 to 6 months. That's interesting. She sounds like the problem already. I won't. I won't. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not going to judge. Let me hold on.
I was doing the math,
Um,
she's probably getting into the relationship when she's 28, 27. So she should
mm.
be out of her whole phase by that point in time.
Wow, Brandon.
She
Uh,
just told us that she was doing that basically.
well, she says it's because that she was pretty busy with work and looking after her
Okay.
mom.
All right.
Okay.
Let me not make
Let's
opinions
not jump
without
to,
all the
I don't want to
facts.
jump to conclusions.
Well, whatever.
I really do feel like my current relationship is healthy, but over the last year or so, I have slowly felt less in love with him. I feel absolutely terrible about it because he is an incredible partner. He cares for me, supports me, says priorities me. I'm assuming she means prioritizes me,
Yeah.
respects me, understands me. He helps with chores. He wants the same goals. He earns good money. He works hard. He's fantastic in bed. When we do actually have sex, I have depression, anxiety, and various autoimmune diseases that
Mhm.
completely destroy my sex drive on a regular basis. Lord, sometimes we can go to 4 to 6 weeks without sex because I can't bring myself to get into the mood or I'm too tired. It really sucks, and I'm constantly stressed about it, which tanks my libido even further. Further, I know it bothers him, but he is pretty patient and doesn't
Mhm.
push the issue too much. Sounds like a good guy how she's describing him.
Mhm.
The issue is I don't feel attracted to him or madly in love anymore. He doesn't make me laugh. He doesn't like to play the same games as me. And if I can convince him, he just gets frustrated while we play. So I have a bad time. His mannerisms have started annoying me sometimes. Oh gosh. He gets frustrated easily over nothing sometimes, and it gives me the ick. this ick
Mhm.
thing, you know, we've been hearing
Yeah,
a lot about that lately. The
yeah,
ick.
the ick.
He is so dramatic when he's even slightly sick. It turns me off. You know, I've been hearing that men are babies when they're sick. Apparently, is that how are you when you're typically, you know,
When I have a girlfriend, I
going?
don't know. Yeah, she better come take care of me. I don't know. I mean, when I say dramatic, I just don't do anything. I just lay and sleep and recover. That's
Sounds
it.
pretty dramatic to me, but I just, you know, I
Throw
put
the
on
fat clear. He just goes to work.
I put on a hoodie, drink some orange juice, and that's it. That's what I do to get over it. I'm fine from there. He complains about little things a lot. There are just lots of little things that are totally meaningless in the grand scheme of things, but it makes me feel less in love with him. Now, I would ask more questions about that, about what she feels like are
Yeah.
totally meaningless in the grand scheme of things that he feels the need to actually complain about. Because obviously, to you, your little things
Yeah,
could
of
are your,
course,
you
of
know,
course.
your
But
big things
I
versus
think
mine.
that comes to the point she's already talking about. And I mean, there's a lot of dissecting the story, but just for this specific part
Mhm.
and specifically, or in this specific part and specifically, all right, yeah. Words are hard, guys.
Yeah,
Words are hard.
yeah,
She's already saying that like little things give her the ick. So
yeah,
she everything that he kind of does already
yeah,
annoys her.
yeah,
So you got to figure out the root problem to that, not necessarily the problems that he's complaining about. They could mean something to him, of course,
yeah.
but there's already something going on where she already has the ick basically by all the little things that he's already doing. So it really doesn't matter if he's in the right or the wrong.
Mhm.
They're already making her frustrated and annoyed.
Yeah, regardless of what it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm. So she says, it makes me feel less in love with him. I love him and care for him immensely. I do lots of romantic things and spoil him. I wonder what she means by that. And I
Yeah.
have had such a hard time even bringing any of this up to him because he is so sweet. He doesn't deserve to be hurt, but I don't feel in love or attracted anymore. He isn't my usual type. Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Now we're getting into it.
Here we go.
This is what I be talking about, you
Here
know.
we go.
You because you talk about sometimes maybe you need to get out of dating what your type is because your
Yeah,
type hasn't
yeah,
been working.
yeah.
Now that doesn't, I don't think that ever means to date somebody you're not attracted to.
Yeah.
And
I agree
I
with that.
want to make sure that we're making that differential.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, not like, oh, I usually like blondes, so I'm gonna go for brunettes. That's fine. Though
Mhm.
I like girls of a certain body type. I'm gonna try one that's the complete opposite
Mhm.
because she has a nice person. I wouldn't recommend that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree. You do gotta have still. I agree. You have to have physical attraction.
You have to have it.
As much as people say you don't,
Looks don't matter.
they do matter at the beginning.
They
Yes, they do
absolutely.
matter at the beginning. Over time, when you guys are both 80
Well, the problem is it's
and
going to
old,
matter later when she's annoyed with you. And this
exactly. But you got to make it to
but
80.
not
You know what I'm
only,
saying? To
not
where when
only,
it don't matter.
because not only are you annoying me, you're also ugly. Could you imagine? You know what I'm saying? Like, I watched this TikTok video
Mhm.
and this dude, it was so bad, but it was so hilarious to me. He says, you know, he said he was talking to his dad, and moral of the story is always go, he said, always go for the hot chick. He's like, because one day you're gonna be getting yelled at by your
Yeah.
girl, and you're like, why the heck is this ugly girl yelling at me?
Basically.
and then, you know, so obviously he's like, if you're at least attracted to her, you're like,
Uh-huh.
this isn't so bad.
It's
You know
not
what
so
I'm
bad.
saying?
It's not. I've been there.
um,
Why is she yelling at? Nah, I'm just kidding. It's bad either way. I'm
it's
not gonna
bad
lie.
either way, but
It's bad when it's repetitive.
everybody knows that there's a such thing as pretty privilege for both men and women.
There
you
is,
know?
but obviously, like that really can only take you so far too. Because I've been in that.
Absolutely.
I've been in that relationship
Yeah,
where
yeah.
you know she was really good looking, but we're arguing every single week. I'm like, bro,
yeah,
really again?
again.
It's like, we're breaking up again for what? This time? What? All right, whatever. I'll see you.
I
I'll
see you
later.
next week, baby. So he isn't my usual type, but because he was such a great person initially, it didn't matter to me. It should have. That right there, I think, is a
Mhm.
problem. As I get older and we start thinking about setting our wedding date and planning for kids or buying a home, I just don't feel excited. I feel anxious and a sense of dread. Whoa. I feel panicked at the thought. Yikes. It feels like a me problem. Part of me
Mhm.
thinks I'd be crazy to break up and look for someone else at my age, especially since he is really such a nice and loving person and all the issues I have are my issues, I feel. I know it's toxic, but I find myself comparing our relationship to others online where couples look madly in love and thirst for each other.
Mm.
Even after 5 years of marriage, I know I shouldn't.
Well, that's one thing that we already said before we even knew the story, that you can already kind of guess that happens in a lot of relationships, is that you can't compare yourself to what other people are showing you online. Because when I was in my social media relationship,
Yeah.
let's just call it that one, right?
Yeah.
Everything looked phenomenal.
Mhm.
Surprise birthdays, all that stuff was always documented on Instagram. It's like,
Yeah.
oh my God. So when we broke up, people like, what do you mean you broke up?
Mhm.
Well, you guys looked like you were so happy. Yeah. Well, you guys saw what we wanted you guys to see. You
Yeah.
saw all the highlight reel
Mhm.
of the vacations, the parties, the birthday parties, all the fun stuff that we wanted you guys to see. Us
Mhm.
looking like everything was all fine and dandy, but there's always stuff going on behind closed
Mhm.
doors. So even when you see those people that look like the madly in love and all that stuff going on, there's still always stuff going on behind
Always.
closed doors. Is that the end of that
No,
story? Or
not quite.
there's a lot of dissecting that one.
Yeah, because I think also part of this is that she did talk about how she's tried to
And they've been
bring
together
these
6 years.
6
Going
years.
on 7.
Yeah. So she says that in the beginning that she's tried to bring these issues up to him, but he gets aggravated. And I think that shows a little bit of lack of emotional maturity on his end.
Of course.
And also, although he is all these kind and
He's
loving,
37
then
now. They got together when they were 32.
30
When he was 32.
Well, he was
31.
31 and she was
Okay, 31.
26, 28,
Yeah,
28.
27, 28.
Yeah. So it's like, at this point, you guys should be able to bring your frustrations. And even if she's feeling like this way, because this is something that obviously you would want your partner to bring to you,
You would.
because you don't want this to go on for a year or two and then
Yeah.
her bring it, because at that point, she's probably gone.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, if he's not willing and open to receive it, then it's not going to go well by any stretch of the imagination.
No, what else does she got?
She talks about here. So is this what so she's asking the question here, is this just what long-term relationships are like? Is it normal to feel slightly irritated by your husband and want more me time as time goes on, or is that a sign we are not meant to be? Is it normal to lose attraction but still care for them as a person? Don't get me wrong, I still love spending time with him, but I also value my alone time and I find myself needing space away from him to do my own thing. I think that's what healthy relationships
Yeah,
consist of.
I agree.
So I don't think that's a problem, but the feeling, if you're slightly irritated by everything, I think that's a problem. But
Yeah, I think you can still get annoyed by him. Like,
yeah, but wanting time to yourself, I don't think that's an
Mhm.
issue at all. Is it normal to lose attraction but still care for them as a person? Probably. Ideally, losing attraction throughout the relationship probably isn't good. Certainly not good. Certainly not a good thing.
I think that that's a interesting take, an interesting question.
Mhm.
Because I know I've been in relationships, and this could just be a lack of like controlling thoughtful lust, right? Where I've been in relationships with good looking women, right?
Mhm.
Who I didn't like, I still had attraction to, but I would like lose the urge, kind of like she's talking about in the story, to want to have sex with them. And I would find them like less attractive. They're still the same person, still beautiful. It wasn't like I was like thought that they were ugly or anything,
Mhm.
but I would see other women and be like, oh, like that would be nice mentally.
Well, that's because she's not annoying to you yet.
Yeah, then she becomes annoying, then she
Nah.
cheats, right? So maybe these are the same thoughts that's going on in this girl's head too. Obviously I never like did that and partaked in that,
Mhm.
but there would just be thoughts that I would have in my head and being in that relationship, like as a human being, like I have lustful thoughts. And
Yeah.
even when I was in a relationship, would have lustful thoughts as well. So I can understand that point. I can't really give a great answer on that because my relationship ended. So I can't say like, hey, if you just fight through that part of it, it's going to be fine.
Mhm.
But that's an interesting take. That just reminded me when I was in a relationship, I would have thoughts like that.
Well, because I think it also, because it's like for us as well, like, is it normal to lose attraction but still care for them as a person? I Probably.
Yeah, I think you could still care. Yes,
But also things are going to happen where you're just not going to like them as much sometimes. But you know, it's
That too. But also, I think like the one thing adds on.
yeah, and
You don't
then,
find them attractive, and now you think they're annoying,
yeah,
and then
and now they're less attractive because they're annoying.
and now you think your new coworker is super attractive. You guys get drunk at a holiday party, and
'Cause-
boom,
right,
now
right,
you
right,
cheated.
right.
So I think that those things might not be as big,
But they're
in
compounding.
but yes, and then it's going to lead to something
Mhm.
bad happening down the road. And with her saying like, "Oh, he's such a nice guy," like I'm 34 or whatever she's at now, 32, 33,
Mhm.
whatever age she is now, like should I be even thinking about restarting at this age? You probably should, because the worst thing that could happen is you do get into that marriage. This stuff does continue to progress. You continue to find him increasingly more annoying, the icks, whatever keeps happening, and then
Mhm.
you don't find him attractive anymore. You're not sleeping with him, and then boom, you find this young guy at your holiday party. You guys are both drunk. Boom, she sleeps with him. But now she done cheated on her husband.
This reminds me of what my mom talked about when she came on here about
Mhm.
a storm every 5 to 7
Yeah,
years
yeah. I
within
was
the
also thinking about
relationship.
that too.
And so I think that there were probably times where they weren't really that, attracted to each other, but
Mhm.
obviously you still love you. You know
Correct.
what I'm saying? But I'm just not fond of you at this very
Mhm.
moment. And I think that's just part of the ebbs and flows of it.
I was thinking about that too.
Mhm.
The only reason why I didn't feel that this kind of pertains to this story, and obviously we don't know these people,
Mhm.
right? This is just a story that we read
Yeah.
on Reddit, and we are just being online therapists for these people that we
Mhm.
don't even know, is that they're not in that marriage stage.
Yeah, yeah.
And she's having these thoughts and before the marriage happens.
Yeah, yeah.
So I just feel like in my opinion that she shouldn't go forward
Because there's
with
that.
that.
Okay, I get what you're
Just
saying.
because it could be there he proposed, right? They're
Yeah, they're
engaged, right?
engaged
Yeah.
now.
It could just be marriage.
Jitters,
Yeah, you
cold
know what I'm
feet,
saying? It could just be that.
buyer's remorse, that sort of thing.
But I would if I was in this situation, I would rather the wedding not happen
Mhm.
than the wedding happen and me find out like, oh no, this ain't what I wanted.
Yeah, that's
Versus
fair.
the wedding not happening and me be like, all right, hey, I just need a little bit of time.
Mhm.
This is what was going through my head. I wasn't sure. Now I'm sure.
Yeah.
Versus, oh, we're married. And I'm like, oh, nah, like, no. Oh, these thoughts are still here. I thought they were
Yeah.
going to be gone. Hey,
Yeah.
divorce, boom, have your stuff.
Yeah, they got to find a healthy way to talk about it.
Mhm.
But she then asked a question here. Is it settling if I just stay because there are 90 good things and 10 bad things? Is it bad to settle? Surely there are no 100% perfect relationships, or maybe there are, and I'm just not in one. I don't know. I
80
didn't.
20.
Yeah, right. 80/20 rule. I didn't have much to compare to growing up since my mom was a single mom. All my friends thinks we are couple goals and want to be like us. So I feel like it's me who's been dramatic or unreasonable for wanting to break up with someone because he doesn't make me laugh. Sigh. I guess I just really feel alone and unsure of what to do or what long-term marriage looks like. I'm just asking for some advice or insight. That's interesting.
So, I mean, he must be like a taller dude, because if you're short, you already have to be funny. If you're short, you gotta be funny, because you didn't get blessed with the height genetics, so you got to be able to make women laugh for them to stay with you. I learned that at a
How
very
is that your conclusion?
I learned that at a very young age. I just think that it's important to be able to make women laugh,
That's
whether it's
hilarious.
with you or at you.
So she asked this question here. Well, she talks about well, obviously at first, I feel like if I stay because am I settling because there are 90 good things and 10 bad things? Obviously, there are no 100%
Yeah, I
fine
go with
relationship.
that. Just like we always talk about 80-20.
Yeah,
As long as like they check 80% of all the stuff that you want, and 20, obviously no one's gonna be 100%.
yeah, that just is what it is. But then also she talks about not having much to compare to. And I think maybe that's also, obviously part of a
Mhm.
lot of people's problem is that they don't know what a healthy relationship looks like.
Yeah.
And they haven't talked to anybody in one.
But she doesn't know. She's aware enough to know she's never had the proper guidance to know what
Correct.
a healthy relationship is. But what has she done to learn what a healthy relationship looks like?
Fair. right? And now by her thing here, it said that she has tried to communicate. So at least it seems like she has some sort of view of what it's supposed to look like while healthy. But obviously, if those attempts at communication aren't working, probably couples therapy. They should go to marriage counseling.
I would imagine that would probably be the better thing, because then you have an objective person looking at the situation in the conversations, versus she might be saying some points that really don't make sense, and the guy might be saying some points that really do make sense, and she just say, "Oh no, you're annoying me," and then that's how the conversation goes. We don't know. That's the part that we don't know.
Or vice versa.
Yeah, or vice versa. He might really be like super unemotional, intelligent, and then she might try and bring something up, and he's just like, "Oh, it's not that big of a deal."
Yeah.
Or go straight to like what guys like to do and say, "Oh yeah, this is how you fix your problem," instead of actually empathize and be like, "Oh yeah, I understand where you're coming from. Let me try to do this, and I'll be a little bit better. Let's hold each other accountable in this way, so that way we can be better for each other in the long run. Because hey, this is the future I see with you. I want to get married. I want to have kids, yada, 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 whatever, all the things that we have planned out. Let's do that." Instead of them just bickering back and forth. That dynamic of the conversation, I would say, is important to learn about this relationship, but you never know. We're just going based off what she says.
And then she also says, "I feel like it's me who's being dramatic or unreasonable for wanting to break up with someone because he doesn't make me laugh," which I don't think that's a crazy reason to break up with somebody because they're not funny, because that sounds miserable.
She said that about 3 times so far in this conversation.
It seems like he's really not making her laugh.
Women, if you need someone to make you laugh.
All right. So I do want to address this, what she's saying here, because she says, "I feel like it's me who's being dramatic or unreasonable." I don't think that these are unreasonable or dramatic thoughts to have. I don't think, for the most part, none of this stuff sounds crazy, ridiculous. Obviously, you know, we as humans are going to compare our relationships to other people. That's a natural thing. You're going to get aggravated at your partner sometimes. Those are natural things. I don't think anything here is crazy or unreasonable, and I don't think she's crazy or dramatic. But I do think that obviously there's some things that they got to explore here. I don't think that these are crazy. I think a lot of couples go through this, especially after being together for 6 years, after that honeymoon and spark phase and all that other stuff. When it does kind of die down and you guys get into the boring and domestic life, like, all right, this is where we're at now. Is this just what this is?
Yeah, the mundane.
Yeah, the mundane, the everyday, you know, your day-to-day sort of thing. So
it's not always going to be exciting.
Yeah.
You know, the chase and the thrill, like that stuff does wear off, you know. It does wear off.
Yeah, unfortunately. But yeah, I don't think she's being dramatic or unreasonable, but obviously it's something that they got to resolve here.
I would be curious to know why, because she's also said that a couple times in the story. Why she feels that she's being dramatic.
Well, I think part of it is probably her friends, because she talks about how her friends think that, you know, she's probably being overreacting because her friends think that they're couple goals and all that other stuff. So like, all my friends tell me that my relationship is basically perfect. So like, you know, that I think that's probably
you can't always listen to your friends, guys. You can't always listen to your friends. You can't always listen to your friends. What do their relationships look like too? Like, don't take advice from people you want to trade places with. Don't take compliments from people you want to trade places with. Sometimes you gotta understand that part.
Why you going to compliment you? Like, no, thank you.
Okay. Well, I mean, you ain't gotta say that, but just understand, like, just from a generalized standpoint, you know what I'm saying? I'll have people that like will compliment me about like my life and stuff, and I'm just like, it's not like that great. Like, there's still a lot of work to be done. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I do the same thing. You start to look at other people that are younger than you and further along. You're like, oh, I got so much work to do. But you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, and I think a lot of this, as we've been talking about, like we said, the last 2 weeks, you know, our relationship resolutions, things to kind of fine tune and help out with your relationship. I think incorporating obviously a lot of those things that we talked about in the last couple of weeks into this relationship may help bring, you know, those things back. Obviously, we don't know what their love languages are, how they feel appreciated by each other.
That was something I was thinking too. She was talking early in the conversation. I kind of forget a little bit, but saying that he like gave her gifts, or he has money, he's well off, and
she basically she bigged him up, man.
Yeah, she
did.
But there's some sort of disconnect for sure in the relationship to where they're not speaking each other's love language. That's for sure.
There's something, because the way she talks about him is how your girl's out there talking about you. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
how you would want, how you would want her to be talking about you. But just like we was talking about last week, just because I like to give gifts as a way of
Mhm,
showing love, if she don't like to receive, or if she don't like to receive gifts, like if that doesn't
mhm.
say, hey, oh, this guy really loves me,
Yeah,
then it's not doing what I intend for those gifts to do.
yeah.
So you got to be speaking each other's same
Mhm.
language. And I feel like no, I was gonna say it. I was gonna say 6, 7 years down the road, I feel like you should. I feel like you should kind of understand these things about your partner. But if you don't, then that leads me to think about the male and just his lack. He's probably just a go work
Yeah.
kind of guy, and his lack of emotional intelligence. He's just neglecting it. So
Mhm.
whenever she is coming to him with these conversations, I feel like he's probably shooting them down. So be
Yeah,
interesting to know the full dynamic of the relationship, but that's just my assumption based on what you
what she
said in the
said there.
story. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that makes sense because obviously, if she's saying he cares for me, supports me, prioritizes me,
Mhm.
respects me, understands me, helps with chores, wants the same goals, earn good money, works hard, fantastic in bed,
Mhm.
but I'm still not happy. Okay. All right. So then what do you
So,
need?
ladies, you need a short king who can do all those and make you laugh.
So the question would be
I'm plugging myself in.
Brandon's real plugging right
No,
now.
I'm just kidding. I'm staying away.
So the question there would be obviously, what does she need to feel happy, or what does she
So,
need to feel
what
appreciated?
was the original question
The original
of
question:
this is
I feel like I'm settling, or is this what long-term relationships are like?
so here in this story, what would be your recommendation or your what's the word I'm looking for? Guidance that you would give her based on this.
I think the first part of this obviously is that number one, it seems like he needs to be more open to receiving things that doesn't like to hear from her. Number
Yeah.
one, so they can actually talk about what the problem is.
Mhm.
Number two, I think that she also needs to figure out what in this relationship that she feels like she's not getting, or she needs to be able to verbalize and amplify how she feels appreciated or how she feels loved, because of the fact that it just doesn't seem like she's getting that if she's not attracted to him or madly in love with him anymore. It seems like there's something that she's not getting, although she's talked about all the things that he does and all the things
Mhm.
that he is.
Yeah.
So she needs to figure out what part of that tweaks that the most for her,
Mhm.
so that way she can express that to him as well, so he can do that for her.
Do you think that if like her physical attraction to him is gone, that the relationship is expired?
The thing is, I don't think it's gone. I just think she's going through. There's gonna be
Because she's annoyed and
yeah,
that kind of.
because she's aggravated, she's annoyed. There's a lot of things going on
Hmm.
in her head, and also she has these medical things that kind of
Yeah,
contribute to
yeah.
that as well. So mentally, she really has to be in a place to be attracted to him,
Hmm.
because she's fighting against all these other things. So
Hmm.
I think in a normal situation with none of those problems, if you're not attracted to your partner anymore, it might be time to get out of there. But I think
Hmm.
she's fighting against some external factors, which makes that a little bit more difficult. And she has to, there's something there that has to kind of stimulate her mind a little bit more.
Hmm.
And between the two of them, they just got to figure out what that is. So she,
Yeah.
gets there. Because that's a tough place to be. Imagine
Yeah.
that,
No. Yeah. Yeah. No. I've been there. I've been there. So I understand.
where you didn't find your partner attractive anymore.
Yeah. I mean, it was in between two fast back to back relationships, which I've
Um,
been on record of saying that you guys should never ever do that. No matter the situation. Well, I mean, in that situation, it was a little bit different. Like it was very, very dark times. Very dark times. But still, you shouldn't use somebody to get over somebody. And that's not necessarily what I was doing. But you should heal from one relationship before you go into another relationship. Chat.
but yeah, I mean, what do you think? I mean, obviously, as far as her not being attracted to it, what would you advise someone who came to you for
The
something like
only
that?
thing, the only thing that makes me think like it's not expired is the time that they've been in it. But then again, logically, time doesn't mean anything.
Mhm.
Because you see it all the time. Hey, this guy could be with this girl for 10 years and then they're not married. Then he goes and gets with another girl. Then
Mhm.
within a year, they're married, right?
Yeah,
Little
that's
stuff like
true.
that happens all the time. So
Mhm.
time is the only thing that's like, oh, like maybe they can work on it and stuff.
Mhm.
Logically, I'm just like, it's expired. You're 34, you're still young.
Mhm.
33, 34, you're still relatively young. I would. It might be. It might be time. It might be time. There, I know plenty of women that are in that age group right now
Mm-hmm.
that are still single and they're still happy.
Mm-hmm.
Life doesn't go how we plan it based on our terms. If it did, I would have been married and have a family by age 25. I'm 32 years old, single.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what I'm saying? Like life doesn't happen how we want it to happen. Like it doesn't go on our terms. And I don't think that she should be forcing the situation
Mm-hmm.
because we've read stories like this, we've seen stories like this. You know what happens when you push the situation like this and nothing gets fixed. It's
Mm-hmm.
going to end up with her sleeping with a coworker at a holiday party, and now
Mm-hmm.
big disaster. And I'm sure we probably read a story, that kind of very similar to that. But like that's the end thing. So what's going to happen in this situation if nothing gets fixed? They get married. She's still annoyed. She's not that attracted to him.
Mm-hmm.
She finds somebody else that she's attracted to. It's a coworker, whatever it may be. They're drunk. They're at a holiday party. The husband's now at
You in
home.
this holiday party, man?
It's
What's
just
going
easier
on?
to say. It's just an easy place to drink at as a holiday party. It's just an easy place to say that you're drinking with a coworker.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're drinking at a bar with a coworker on a regular night, then you're
Mm-hmm.
going to be like, hey, that's weird. But it's a holiday coworker party. You guys
Oh.
think that that's not weird and okay.
Okay.
But those are where those kind of things will happen
Mm-hmm.
after all these little things have been set in motion and then nothing's
Right.
been addressed. And a guy like I've said before in other stories, like we don't like confrontation. And if he does, like if he isn't emotionally mature, like when I wasn't, I hated confrontation. Like I wouldn't want to do anything that made me uncomfortable being with
Mm-hmm.
my partner. So he could be very well be in a situation like that to where he don't like that confrontation. So she's just going to keep bringing it up. He gets shots down because he doesn't like the confrontation. And boom, they end up getting married because she's like, all right,
Mm-hmm.
well, this is it, right? This is what I got to settle for. Then boom,
Yeah.
something like that's going to happen.
Yeah, I understand her intrepidation because it sounds like he's a good guy, and so obviously to
Mhm.
break it off, and then she'd be probably spend the rest of her life thinking, "Oh man, what if?"
Mhm.
But also the other point of it, like you just kind of brought up, if she's trying to bring it up and he's consistently shooting it down, then that is going to end up in an expired relationship because the problem's not going to get fixed.
So is it better?
Mhm.
Because I think this is important, right? If if you think a guy is good, right, and you don't want to hurt him, is it better for you to stay with him and not want to be with him, or
Mm.
for you to just break the ties right there and let him go find his way?
That's tough. Well, obviously the good answer is to leave him because you're
That's what you should do.
because you're going to cheat on him later.
Yeah,
That's what's
what
going to
you
happen.
should do. That if you think he's a good person, that's the best thing you can do for him at that time, right?
Yeah, just leave him.
The worst thing you could do for a good person is stay with him and not want to be with him.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to hurt him because he's quote unquote a good person
Mhm.
and you don't want to hurt his feelings, you're doing him a disservice by staying with him and not wanting to be with him.
Mhm.
And he wants the marriage. He wants that
Clearly.
out of this relationship, right?
Yeah, that's what it
And
seems
if
like.
she doesn't want that, you're literally doing what you shouldn't be doing.
Yeah.
It's the harder thing to do, but it's the right thing to do.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, so that's the story. Let us know what you guys think in the comments. What do you think she should do? I mean, I think they need to go to couples therapy. I think that probably be the
I
most
think that's step one, and
next
then
step.
step two, then you just get rid of it.
Yeah, and that would be pretty much it.
Yeah. Just because they're nice doesn't mean you need to stay with them. And I had that problem staying with people that were because I was too nice until it just got to a bad point of no return, and then you end up with now you're blocked and everything.
Now you're blocked. And
You said something that made me. I had a thought, then I just completely forgot it. That's typical though.
Okay.
I mean, how many? You guys would be rich if you guys got like $5 every time I said that.
So with that being said, as we wrap up here, any final thoughts on this 34-year-old woman who's facing this dire challenge here? Because this is a crucial moment, being that they're engaged now and they're looking to setting a date for a wedding. Is kind of like a do or die sort of thing here.
Yeah, I think for women that get into this position, right? Don't think that you're trapped because of your age and that there might not be as many options for you out there. I think that that's a common misconception that we like to get into. I've even put myself into those kind of thoughts before of like, hey man, you're 32, 33 years old this year. Like, kind of crazy to think about. Like, hey, you don't have a girlfriend. You didn't have a girlfriend.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't own your own house. All these kind of things were like, hey, I could be saying I'm not like where I need to be, but I'm exactly where I need to be. Everything's gonna work out exactly as it should. So don't use like your age as a
Mhm.
something to hold you hostage. You
Yeah,
know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah.
Like you don't need to hold your own self hostage in that relationship. If you're not happy now and you don't think you're gonna be happy in 10 years from now, you're not.
Yeah.
Like it's just simple as that. So don't put the age thing on it, like, oh, I'm 34, you want to have kids, whatever it may be. If it's meant to be, it's gonna be. Like
Mhm.
if that's what it's meant to be, you don't know. You could end this relationship, and then
Mhm.
she could find her husband
Yeah.
within the next 3 months. You never know
Yeah.
what God has in store for you. So I think it's just going with trusting your intuition and trusting God, and like, hey, if this is meant for me,
Mhm.
show me some signs that support that vision and that dream. If it's not, show me some signs too, so I could leave it now before I end up staying too long. 7 years might be long enough for you. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's just my thoughts on that.
Right. Yeah. I mean, for me, communication.
Always.
That's the big C. That's
Mm-hmm.
all this really is going to come down to. Seems like she's willing to talk about it, which you have to be willing to talk about the things that you're feeling and things
Yeah.
that you're thinking, especially if you're going to be, especially when you get to this point in your relationships. They're 6 years in at this point with a
Mm-hmm.
lifetime to go. They're in their mid 30s. Ideally,
Mm-hmm.
statistically, they got at least another 40 years
Mm-hmm.
to be together. So figure it out now
Mm-hmm.
because you're going to have plenty of things to figure out later.
Yeah.
Don't let this thing that's lingering right now be the thing
Mm-hmm.
that you have a problem with 20 years down the road.
Mm-hmm.
Get that out in the open, address it. Couples therapy, relationship
Mm-hmm.
counseling. I don't know, maybe I don't know, but obviously willing to talk about it and then
Mm-hmm.
talking to somebody who's willing to listen is going to go a long way
And
on
just
this.
understand it's much easier to end a relationship at 34
Yeah,
than it is to end a marriage at 44.
yeah, we're not doing that.
So just be thankful you're not in that marriage already. Like
Yeah,
if you're going through something like this, be thankful you're not in that marriage already and just get up out of there. Because I promise you, it's going to be a lot easier than it would be if you're 44
yeah,
and getting a divorce. Then you got kids involved. Like it's kind of crazy to think about. I mean, I've only seen like a couple divorces now, but it's like I'm getting to the age, I was at the age where, my friends would get married and stuff.
mhm,
Now I'm getting to the age, I'm starting to see divorces.
yeah,
And I'm like, man, it makes me, when I see everybody get married, I'm like, oh, I can't wait for that to be me. Like, that's going to be a good time. But then you see a couple people very close in your age start to get
yeah,
divorces, and you're like, well, I'm glad that wasn't me that
yeah,
early. I'm glad that
yeah,
wasn't me. So everything's about perspective,
yeah.
and it's a lot easier to end the relationship at age 34 than it is to end a divorce or end a marriage
Mhm.
at age 44. So it's just like, think about those things, put it into perspective when you're making these life decisions. So
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all we have for you all today. Thank you so much for joining us this week. Obviously, as we kind of come back here, Gasparilla, it's very cold outside. Go bundle up, stay safe during this winter storm. And we will
Mhm.
see you all
we will see you guys